They're digging a deep hole to put me in, and this test will simulate what it's like to be high on Everest. Once I'm in position, the team start to dig me in. Then they fire up the snowblower, and within seconds, I'm completely covered. Deep under the snow, there's no room for my crew, but by plunging a small pipe down a straight pipe, they can get the shot of me.
Less than 12% oxygen.
Carbon dioxide levels are rising sharply now. As the oxygen level plummets, it gets harder and harder to breathe. This is so dangerous. I'm getting low on water. And the only thing I can do is to drink my own pee.
Really nice in the cold, much more now. Really nice in the cold, much more now. Cold, much more now. Really nice in the...
Feeling really woozy. Can't move. And I can't breathe properly.
Get buried by an avalanche, and the major killer is carbon dioxide. Doesn't look like it's going to be improving, you know, sub-zero temperatures. So to stay warm tonight, we're going to snuggle down into the shelter, lots of body warmth, and keep the fire going, and lots of dioxide.
This is awkward. Bear said we need to stay close to stay warm.
Hi, Nick. It's like sleeping in a Christmas tree.
Well, we survived. I did promise you a glitch before we ended.
Let's do it.
Steep snow descents can be quite intimidating when you look down them, but at the end of the day, it means you can get down these mountains fast, efficiently, and safely.
I think we can do better than that. Bear?
Yeah?
What are we doing?
Well, there's no sugarcoating it. What's in store for Nick and me is... pain.
Know your land, know your prey. Know your land, know your prey. Know your land, know your prey.
Cold, wet, swampy, wall-to-wall bush. This is Mantracker, trained in search and rescue, a specialist in hunting human. Today, he's in tough. He'll be tested by
pain.
Mantracker has deputized expert horseman Phil Lemieux. His knowledge of this land is crucial to the chase, especially since these two cowboys are without any navigational tools. Phil's got an appetite for the hunt, but this time, it's not hunt, it's after. The morning of the chase. The weather gives both the prey and the trackers a big surprise.
The conditions suck. It's snowing, it's cold, everything you touch suck. Throws a bunch of snow at you. The conditions suck.
The chase is on. These Olympic athletes have 36 hours over thick bush, swamp, and ice. to reach a highway 41 kilometers away. Mantracker is on their tail, but has no idea where the finish line is. In this wet, driving snow, the icy conditions could spell danger for the horses, but the cowboys shouldn't have trouble.
Might be as good as tracking
Can't.
wintertime.
We can do this. We got this. We can do this. We got this.
Mantracker is still combing the area for a first sign. In this snow, he should have found something by now. Finally, a break.
Rounded, very narrow in the heel, almost like somebody's running barefoot. You can see here where the snow's been packed down. You can see the hole something on their feet, whether it's socks or something they've invented, I don't know. But there's some kind of a cushion under their foot, and they're running. They'll be putting boots on soon. I don't know if they're smart, they would.
Every year in Canada, 45 people die.
Divers down in the water.
The diver goes in for one final check. The danger for me here is very clear. If I swim off at an angle and miss that exit hole, I'll be trapped under the ice. The crew will film me above and below the surface, and to show my heat loss, they'll use a thermal imaging camera.
Blue is cold, red, white is hot. So if I put my hand, you can see my hand, the bear's body at the moment is warm, red, white. So if it goes in the water, and you can see a blue of bear's body like that. So we'll see how much of bear's body turns blue.
The thermal camera will only get an accurate reading of what's happening to my body if it can see exposed skin. It's time to get my off.
There's nothing fun about stripping off.
Chili Perkins. Okay, well, I'm hooked up to this transmitter as well,
But also my breathing rate.
It's all linked up to a laptop, so the team can monitor me in real time.
And I've got a thermal imaging camera, show my skin temperature. Okay, let's get into this.
My skin temperature's currently 88 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about to fall dramatically. I've got to swim over 80 feet. Half of that is under solid ice.
Okay, let's go for this.
You know, it's much harder than that, but I've done this before. It's been part of a journey. You come across a river, you just get on and do it. This is much more premeditated. I find that harder.
Meanwhile, the trackers are trying to cope with nasty riding conditions. The horses can't get a footing on the thin layer of wet snow.
You'll see they're slipping and sliding all over the place.
And are subject to the dangers that lie beneath.
It's really frustrating to make up any kind of ground on these guys. When we came to these little bridges, we had to check them out first. A lot of them had logs run lengthways, which is just pure scary.
And the danger of that is cardiac arrest. You gotta try and slow it. Slow it and keep that panic away. Okay, under the ice. The danger of me here, guys, is not getting the line right. You know, if I start heading offline, you gotta keep eyes on me, okay? We got no safety line here. Need to get it straight.
But we would stomp on them, then, you know, get as far away from your horse as you can and start leading them across, because if they start to go down, they start to flounder, and you really don't want to be too close to them. Good boy. We have to watch and try to pick the best route we can see for the horses. You know, it's so easy for a horse to break a leg, or we got to look after the horses that are packing our butts around. This is nice now. We're into some sand. We can actually trot.
The trackers can finally gain ground on the sand-packed trail. But the prey has no idea where the finish line is.
This kind of survival is measured in seconds. It's agony on my bare skin, and even the camera has frozen, but you gotta keep focused.
I use this ice block to try and float my rucksack across. And that probably stands a better chance of staying dry.
The ice block is still floating with all my gear, and it's helping me struggle across the rocky bottom.
So far, it's looking okay. Oh, hang on. Oh, okay, we're in.
The shock of hitting the freezing water can cause cardiac arrest, as the veins in your constrict. So stay calm and keep your wits. If you black out here, you're dead.
Did you hear that to the left? I heard something cracked in the bush here to our left.
Good, let's catch them now and get it over with.
Only a few short hours into the chase, the prey have stared into the eyes of the trackers. Fazed by the close call, the Olympians duck into the bush to avoid capture.
He needs someone to dig him out. That's what I'm here for, with these hands.
So this is probably a stream down this in summertime.
How cold would that water be?
Have you ever been in freezing water?
No.
Yeah, it's a weird sensation. It feels like your whole body's like on fire. But it is invigorating. It makes you feel alive.
Barrett had me feeling all kinds of uncomfortable.
Okay, I'm gonna take a leak.
What do you think?
If they're in there, they can stay there. Didn't see us over here or what, but we busted into the bush after them.
It's almost like they didn't see us till the very last second.
Yeah, we were within 25 yards of them before they actually...
Look. Check that out. So to defrost the bird, I thought, well, what's the hottest part of a man's body?
You gonna put this down my pants?
We can stuff the bird. It's like Thanksgiving. Not the first bird that beat down your trousers.
How are we gonna build this fire?
All we need is tinder. Look. Check that out.
If they keep going in that direction, how far is it till they hit another trail?
I would say about 3/4 of a kilometer, maybe, if they go due south.
And how far for us to go around?
Probably maybe a little bit better than that by the time we circle around instead of cutting through.
Oh, we can do this. We got this.
Mantracker has blown the prey.
Well, my adrenaline's pumping pretty high right now. We just finished almost running them over on the road there.
Well, Phil had it figured out fairly close where they were going to come out. We were within 200 or 300 too late. The horses were having a bit of a race and they didn't want to stop, so the one guy had to wait for us to go by so he could cross the road. But once they got across the road into that rhubarb stuff, it was just too thick to go chase them then.
We had their attention. I think my horse slipped on something they left behind.
You all right, Phil? Lost my f***ing hat. Almost dark in the middle of Didn't see hide nor hair of them, and it finally got dark, so we decided we'd go and make camp somewhere. You sure there's no way into that factory over there?
It'll be rough going if we try it right now.
Perfect spot for them to hide.
It should be cold inside them concrete buildings, though.
Mantracker cannot risk the hazards of riding blind through the factory at night. His only option is night vision recon.
Bet you 2 bits are in there.
I say first thing tomorrow morning we get her done. Get her done.
Rubbing sticks, the best wasn't having much luck. But even if you know what you're doing, when it's this time, unless you've got the right sort of wood, it's almost impossible. There are ways to make fire, you just got to be a little bit ingenious and think laterally. And then even just stick it to the battery and make fire. Metal foil around the chewing gum. I want it basically to look like this. The middle section is as thin as I can make it. And the other end, all together, look. There you go. Sometimes it's the simplest things that can make the difference between life and death. You look after it when it's little, you look after you.
Get her done.
This old factory there, sawmill we rode up to, it was like something you'd see in a war movie. Every window was missing, there was walls falling down, there had been a fire at one time, all the roofs are caved in. It's just the worst mess you could ever invent.
Believe it or not, I used to work here.
And what this did was immobilize the wound, protects it, stop the bones grating against each other, and just move, albeit painfully slowly. Just like this, one shoulder out, using the other leg to slowly drag across the ground. Each step though, agonizing pain still. Just incredible. Total courage.
I'm getting low on water.
And the only thing I can do is to drink my own pee.
It's very frustrating, it's disappointing, but you know, Mother Nature takes no prisoners, and we took the cards we were dealt, and they weren't that good in my favor this time.